What is up, everybody? Happy Wednesday.
Hump day.
Hump day. Haven't been live in over a week. We're here on a day we're not normally live on. We're all fucked up, but it's all good, baby, because we've got the wheel and we're fucking trying to get back onto the road. We'll be live tomorrow, so we'll get the schedule back in order. But what's up, everybody? Hope you guys having a great first half of your week. Hope you guys had a great weekend, long weekend. Hope you guys are getting ready for another long weekend. Happy late Canada Day to everybody yesterday. Look at Dale looking sad. It shit fell on a Tuesday or whatever this year. So
Yeah,
just
you
an
guys,
absolute brutal.
Yeah, you guys get a Friday. What the fuck? I just get a random Tuesday off.
Yeah, that's Canada for you. So they get their Tuesday off. We get 4th of July coming up, so another long weekend coming up for us, which is great. But hope you guys are having a great weekend, or first half of your week. Great weekend over the weekend. We got a lot to talk about. We're going to have a little bit shorter of a show, maybe a little under an hour and a half tonight. I got some stuff I got to go to at 9 p.m. tonight, so we're going to bang this show out. I'm not sure if we have front office or not, but we do have a lot to talk about. We got NBA free agency, a lot to talk about on that front. A lot of moves going on in the NBA right now. A lot of moving pieces. Some people saw coming. Some nobody saw coming, and some just downright disrespectful. So we're gonna look at those. We got some movement for the Lakers today. Big piece for the Lakers. We had the Fever. They clawed through the Commissioner's Cup somehow without Caitlin Clark. So we'll talk about that. We'll see what's gonna happen with LeBron. We'll discuss LeBron a little bit. Some rumors and buzz going around with LeBron maybe leaving the Lakers. So we'll chat about that and maybe see where the possibilities, if any, honestly at this point, and what people would be willing to give up for him on that front. And then, of course, we will talk about the one and only Darren Waller, who is already retiring from his music career, apparently, and coming back to be the tight end of the Miami Dolphins. So we're going to talk about that. Cannot believe we're actually talking about Darren Waller again, but we will. Like I said, we got a lot to talk about. I had something I was going to say. Oh, the bets. Yep. So, all right. You know how we start the show. Always. We got the bets going on. They're always down at the bottom of the screen. We've already hit a couple today. It's been a good day. Already hit a two-way parlay. We got San Diego, who's already hit today. The Cardinals did not come through for us today. They get swept by the Pirates. Awful series for them.
What the fuck with your Cardinals?
I don't know, dude. They just suppressed the Guardians, right? Guardians score 6 runs and 1 of 27 out of 1. They score in 1 out of 27 eligible innings. Just shut them down. Then they get to Pittsburgh, a team that was like 12 or 13 games behind them in the standings, and they just got dealt with. So another 0 spot for the Cardinals today. I believe they haven't scored. They haven't scored against the National League in like 29 innings or something like that, or something crazy. Like we haven't scored a run against a National League team in like 30 innings or something. So absolutely fucking pathetic on that one. Paul Skeens, I love yesterday. He didn't get, it's funny because like he doesn't get the win, right? Because it was 0-0 when he leaves the game. He finally, still gets no run support, but still doesn't get the win either. So 0 for 4 on that. So he's still winless against the Cardinals. But minus 122. We took them today. We thought maybe with Sonny on the mound they'd turn things around. And no, 0 offense today. Absolutely 0. Was a 1-0 game for the majority of the game.
Yeah, and then it kind of 7th, and then it blew up.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Well, I know who got the first 2 RBIs, and it was Tommy Pham. And I just don't understand what the fuck he had the RBI I think yesterday, and I just don't.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild to think the Pirates put up 30 runs against the Mets. By the way, fast stat I just heard because I was watching. The Mets are 3-14 in their past 17 games.
Yeah, they're bad. And I think they're up, though, right? I think they just hit a grand slam. I think somebody hit a granny before we got on here.
Yeah, they're up 5. The last score I seen was they're up 5-0 on the Brewers in the second half of the doubleheader.
Hell yeah, which we picked for our boys' night West Coast. If you follow, I need to get those on here. I need to find a way to bring those up. But I guess I could pull it up from Instagram, but that's no fun. Yeah. So, we got the boys' night. If you're following us on Instagram or any of the socials, you'll see that we've got the boys' night bets the West Coast. We're on the West. Even though we're the Midwest, and I guess Dale is.
Midwest,
I
West-ish.
guess you're more West Coast than I am. So I mean,
Technically, yes.
I guess this works. But since we're smack dab in the fucking middle, and we are a little, we need a little. We're kind of on the second half of the day, so we went. We're later. Well, I don't even know how we ended up. I really don't. But somehow we ended up in the West Coast group, and that's what we're doing. So today, one of our bets. We bet the Brewers in the games in game 2 because they've got that fucking absolute phenom throwing. Miziarowski, is that how you say it?
I believe that's how you say it, yes.
Just a dog, dude. Just a dog. Putting up
So,
the 0 spot right now. Three hits in his gave up 3 hits in his first 3 starts. Stupid.
and then got lit up. So, and then tonight, the Toronto Blue Jays decided to put up a touchdown to start the game.
Yeah, play of the day today. Our play of the day, big Derek Dale's play of the day. He even said the homer pick. Dude, we have picked Toronto 2 of the 3 games in this series. I'm not gonna lie to you. Day 1, I remember being like, Dale, what are you doing? Right? Like I know that like we just reset the action not long ago. Now we're out here betting with our ball sack again, right? And
we're
it
taking
just
the Pirates against the Mets
the
with like
Pirates
plus
against the Mets.
140.
I mean, what are we fucking doing? And they're all hitting. Toronto hits night 1. I'm like, okay. Then yesterday, right? I could even tell in the video. So every day Dale wakes up, shoots this fucking video, sends it to me for the play of the day, and then we throw it up, obviously. Well, so I don't know what the play of the day is at all until like I see him placing the bets, but I don't know which one's going to be the play of the day or why. And yesterday, obviously, it wasn't the main play of the day, but again, it was Canada Day, so we do what Dale does, right? We bet the Toronto Blue Jays, and then he says Max Fried's on the mound, and I'm like, you're just throwing away money, bud. And guess what? They kicked the shit out of him.
Yeah, George Springer decided to hit a grand slam and it's like had
2
7
home runs
RBI.
yesterday for Big George.
I know it's and no Bo Bichette for I think for the 3rd night in a row. Not good for
Andres
fans.
Jimenez hit the big dog the other night. Was that last night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Addison Barger hit a 3-run bomb tonight. Like,
come the fuck on, dude. So I mean, obviously, when I saw you going back to the well a 3rd time, I'm like, stop. And sure as shit, what'd you say they won 21 of 30?
They're 21-10 in their past 31 games. So
that's stupid.
There was I have to look at it. I'm sure the odds have changed, but during the game live yesterday, you could get the Jays to win the American League East at 5-1.
Holy shit.
I know.
Did you bet them at all? Like just on your own?
No, I really thought about it. Because if they win tonight, the Yankees and Jays are tied for the lead in the American League East, and it's July.
That's crazy. I mean,
that is wild. Remember how good the Yankees were in the first month of the season?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and obviously, we were watching that for a little bit of other reasons due to our Baltimore Orioles bet that is dead before it ever started. But yeah, I mean that the Yankees were on fire. Here to like, but I gotta go. Dale, nice Echo Unlimited shirt. The video I saw that, dude. I was like, dude, Dale rocking the Echo Unlimited. I love it. That's a throwback here in the United States, dude. People in the U.S. saw that and they're like, damn, that's a guy with swag. That's a guy with a little drip, dude.
There is zero fucking drip for this guy. Let's be realistic,
brother. That was a baby blue Echo Unlimited, dude. We'd drop you off in some places in the United States, and you're instantly getting pussy in the Echo Unlimited. But love that shit, dude. So yeah, we'll see if the old Toronto Blue Jays can hold on. 3rd, well, it was the 3rd. I assume it's I have to refresh, but 7-0. Hopefully we can get that. And then we got the last one of the day. We got Minnesota -1.5 plus 132 against the Miami Marlins. It is the bottom of the 6th. They're up 1, so we need them to score.
Miami just scored.
Just scored, so never mind.
Oh, wait! Now they're talking to the manager. Never mind. Hold up. What the hell's going on? I don't know. Anyways, it's we will say it's 2-1 still for right this moment. I am confused. What's going on?
As of right now on action, it says 2-1.
It hit the umpire, so the play's dead. They're only getting one base. That's what's just happened. The ball nicked the umpire, so it's a dead ball, and everybody just gets a base.
All right, so no score yet. So, no score on that play. So 2-1 still in Miami. We're hoping Minnesota can tag on another run here and can cover the spread. But yeah, nice couple days the last few days. Really, really good. So hope you guys have been tagging along. And if you guys are, if you aren't, make sure you guys go to the Action Network, man. Daily Derelict. We're giving you 3 to 5 bets every single day. They're free, 100% free. Like I said, as soon as we place them, you guys get them. So
And Dale has an idea for the slowest week of the year. Dale's going to put out some future college football and NFL bets that week.
hell
I'm
yeah.
already starting to plan. Nick, can we have a little Dale DGen session? I'm thinking about betting BYU's win total already. They
Yeah,
lost their they lost their starting quarterback, and it's like, oh no, Dale's gonna bet BYU again because I have problems with that Mormon school. Me and Nick
Yeah, the fuck the Mormons, dude. I thought it was funny that somebody yesterday was like, I saw a picture or Dov Kleiman, that Twitter account was like, interesting, like where they'll be like breaking or like they'll make the first words uh all capitalized, to get you to pique your interest, and it was like interesting, and it was like, did you know that BYU doesn't allow their players to have sex? They're like, would you still go to? I'm like, isn't that like the first thing we know about BYU? Like,
Do you want to know
who the
why
fuck is watching college basketball and doesn't know BYU doesn't get pussy? How do we know that? How do you not know that?
First off, two things. It's crazy to think that BYU and Arizona State are in the same conference, and Arizona State might be the ultimate place to get pussy, and BYU is a place where you can't. Also, guess what? Guess what happened? The BYU quarterback got caught soaking, supposedly, and that's why he got taken off the team.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's the rumor.
let's fucking go, dude. Taking a little
So,
swim in the poon. I like it. I think
yes.
soaking dude should be allowed. I think if you reach a certain stat total or a certain win total during the year, everyone gets to soak. I think that should be a
you
team
got
soak.
you guys get to a national or get to the college football playoff. Knock yourselves out.
Dude, I think they should hire Bonnie Blue and they should have her lay down in a hotel room and then just let every single guy on the roster come in one after another and soak. And that's the deal. If you're the guy behind, like, so say you and I are in line and then I go first, you have to shake the bed for me. You have to shake for the guy in front of you. That's how you earn admission into the soak, is that you help the guy in front of you soak first. And then the guy, so it's a little bit of team building, camaraderie, a little bit of
Yeah.
fucking, little exercise to bring everybody closer, and everyone gets a wet crotch. So that's pretty sick, if you ask me.
God, BYU, bless their hearts.
Bless them. All right, well, let's get into some shit here. Let's get into some of the stuff we want to talk about today. What are we going to talk about? I guess we can start with the free agency. NBA free agency is really popping. That's probably the most popular thing right now. So let's chat about that. Let's talk about NBA free agency. So a couple days ago, free agency opened. I believe it was Monday or Tuesday. I believe it was that yesterday I texted you, or is that 2 days ago?
I think it was 2 days ago.
I think it was 2 days ago as well. But either way, NBA free agency is open. A lot of moves going on, like always, especially nowadays. Get a lot of surprising moves, some moves that are, some buyouts that you didn't see coming. Damian Lillard, right? That's an interesting situation. We've got Miles Turner, right, leaving the Pacers, which is another kind of crazy one wrapped up in that whole situation. But, we've had some trades going on. Ty Jerome, who should have been.
We got a gambling probe.
Got a gambling probe, Malik Beasley, who I thought it was hilarious that today ESPN put up their best available free agents, and Malik Beasley was the first slide, and I'm like, yeah, you know what you're doing. So I thought that was interesting. I was like, you sick fucks. What other big ones are there? We've seen, obviously, we talked about KD last week. That happened already. Tim Hardaway. We got D'Angelo Russell, I know, went to Dallas. What other big ones are there? I know Ty Jerome obviously left the Cavs.
Yep.
He's with the Memphis Grizzlies. I like the Casameda trade for
That was
Lonzo since the last time we were here, which I love. They gave up Isaac Okoro, so hopefully if Lonzo can stay healthy, I really do enjoy that.
There's a little bit of everything going on.
I know there's one I'm not thinking of, and it's going to piss me off, but yeah, I don't know. James Harden resigns. I know that. So yeah, a lot of it going on. But I think obviously the Bucks. That's probably the most the big one. That's this kind of taking everybody's attention away from the rest of it, right? I think that situation with they cut Damian Lillard, which I heard yesterday that the Damian Lillard situation. 20 years ago, like the highest buyout in the NBA ever, I think was like $31 million is what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened in like 2004.
Damn.
They
Probably
just
Gilbert
bought
Arenas?
him out for like $113 million. Like,
wow,
for the,
I didn't know it was
bro,
that big.
he's
Holy
going to
shit.
be, so he is on their payroll for the next 5 years. They're going to pay Damian Lillard for the next 5 years to go away, which is fucking crazy. Just to turn around and go get Miles Turner. And I think it was, who was it? Windhorst, Brian Windhorst was like, you're basically mortgaging your mortgage to buy a sports car here. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah.
What are you doing here? You're spending all that money. So now you've got Miles Turner. You go give Miles Turner all this money, not an all-star, right? I mean, Miles Turner is a great, I don't even want to say great, but really good player. He's been in Indiana his whole career, been through all of the regime changes there, right? But I just think that, I don't know if he's worth that because you trade for him, right? And then they sign him to that big deal. And now they basically have Miles Turner and Damian Lillard for the next 5 years on their payroll. Like, and Damian Lillard won't play a game there, obviously. So it's like, it's just this kind of same life. Mud Peppers was up, sweet dick. Windhorse more like shit horse, yeah, for sure. He eats like a shit horse. But yeah, dude, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. Damian Lillard, what a cold world that is. I mean, I heard he's elated to be out of there, but yeah, I don't know. Miles Turner, that's just bad business to me. I think if I'm the Pacers, like you just Eastern Conference Finals, NBA Finals, back-to-back years, and now like, what are we doing? I don't really understand what we're doing here. And you now you need a center, so I mean, it just feels like the wrong time to be making these moves.
So is this like them trying to say, "Hey, Giannis, please stay here. We're giving you what you want"?
Well, it's interesting you asked that because I think a lot of people thought, remember yesterday when all this came out, the rumors were he wasn't happy about this. He's upset. This all kind of came out of nowhere. I think at the end of the year, people were already kind of talking about Giannis leaving, right? I think that's kind of been like one of the bigger rumors. Is like, what if Giannis wants to get out of Milwaukee? Where would he go? But then I hear today, and I heard Damian Lillard. I don't know if it's true, but I saw he posted maybe on his Instagram or something a meme because I think it came out that that Giannis, like the reports coming out that Giannis did know about this trade beforehand and knew it was coming. So there's a little confliction there. It's like, did he know or did he not know, and now he's upset? And this is probably going to be more of like this could be more fuel for him leaving, or did he know about this and maybe he thought, I don't know. I don't know what going and getting Miles Turner and putting him with Giannis does. I mean, obviously it makes you a harder, defending team and you're better down in the paint and stuff, but like you need a Damian Lillard, right? You need a point guard, you need somebody out, you need a perimeter player, and I don't know what you're doing here.
1,000% agree. It's a very confounding move that will probably, like, the Bucks were the middle of the pack in the East, and this move hasn't made them better. Maybe it's made them worse. At best, has made them a tiny bit better.
Yeah, I'm really scratching my head on this one. I'm really confused on this one. Another one that was a big. I wouldn't say a head scratcher because I think everyone probably saw they knew that everyone knew this. By the way, Larry Nance back to the Cavs. I love that.
Oh, nice.
I think everyone knew that Jaren Jackson was going to sign for where the hell is this goddamn? Maybe he wasn't a free agent. What would they sign him? Jaren Jackson signed yesterday to a huge fucking deal. It was either yesterday or the day before, 8 hours ago. Contract. Let's look at the contract. So 22 hours ago. So he signs a $240 million deal the other day. 5-year, $240 million deal for Jaren Jackson. So, I mean, obviously he's won Defensive Player of the Year. Not a lot on the offense side, right? So it's more you're paying for the defense here. So 5 years, $240 million is pretty big, especially when you just got rid of Desmond Bane, right? You get rid of Desmond Bane. It kind of looks like, okay, well, what do they do from here? I mean, you get rid of Desmond Bane, you get all those picks. It almost kind of seems like maybe we're heading towards, maybe not I guess it would be a rebuild. There was talks maybe Ja's next. And if Ja's gone, I guess Jaren Jackson's the other guy, right? But $240 million over 5 years, the very next day he hurts his toe, or either the day he signs the contract or the next day, hurts his toe in like a running drill. And now he is reevaluated in 12 months or weeks. Hold on.
Yeah,
10 to 12 weeks for a toe after signing $240 million. So he's going to make 12 weeks after a turf toe, basically.
Ugh.
The day he signs 5 years, $240 million. So just the news gets worse for Memphis.
There's a franchise that can't catch a break.
Now, I know they went and got Ty Jerome, which, again, I love Ty Jerome. I'm kind of head scratched on what the Cavs are doing. They give Sam Merrill, they give Sam Merrill, like, what'd they give Sam Merrill? I think I just saw it. Sam Merrill's deal was 4 years, $38 million. And Ty Jerome leaves the Cavs, signs for 3 years, $28 million. So it makes you think, okay, if you can give, and look, Sam Merrill's nice, right? Money Merrill's nice. The guy's just a 3-point shooter, though. That's all he is. Ty Jerome could have won third or sixth man of the year. Does a little bit of everything. So most people's eyes, it looks like, if you're giving Sam Merrill 4 for 38 and you wouldn't sign Ty Jerome for 3 for 28, it looks like you chose Merrill over him, right? And that was like and that kind of pissed a lot of people off. Pissed me off for sure. I know that they've kind of come out and softened that blow a little bit, saying, well, look, it's not that we chose Merrill. It's more or less that we chose Lonzo over Ty Jerome, which makes a little more sense. I think a healthy Lonzo Ball is a win for the Cavs. I really do. So that makes it a little bit better, but I'd like to see Ty Jerome. I think we could have maybe fit Ty Jerome in there somewhere. But, happy for him to go to Memphis. Love him. He's going to be a big piece for Memphis. But, yeah, I mean, that's just a bad break. I thought the Jaren Jackson thing, I'm like, 5 years, $240 million. Like, it's one of those things. It's one of those contracts where I guess you have to pay him that, but you don't want to, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, oh, boy, this one's going to hurt down the road.
Like, yeah, like what are we gonna do? We just paid Ja. We're not gonna not pay him, right? We got to pay him, and we're not gonna lose him, but we don't really want to pay him $250 million. But so be it, right? So I mean that was a big one for me. Malik Beasley here. We can talk about that real quick. Malik Beasley, what do you think about that? So actually, let's talk about Malik at the end because I want to get into that because I want you to explain that, of why it would be. I had those questions and I want you to explain to me why it'd be so. Which I'll re-ask those questions and then you can give me the answer. So we'll talk about that here in a minute.
Yeah.
Al Horford, man, still a free agent.
How the hell is he still in the league? Let's start at the beginning here.
Not only that, but he's good still. Like he's still like productive.
Is Al Horford as old as me? Is he 40?
What do you think? What do you think?
I think I'm 6 months older than Al Horford.
If you had to, you think you're okay. So you think you're 6 months older than Al Horford?
Yes. Birth date, please.
Not quite.
Is he like 39?
He's 39. June
Okay.
3rd, 19. So he just turned 39 beginning of the year or beginning of the
Okay.
month. So, well, yeah, a month ago. So 39 years old, 1986.
So he's like my brother's birthday's the day before. So he's my brother age. So he's two
He's
two
basically your
years.
brother. You and Al
Yeah.
Horford are basically brothers.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah, dude.
I don't like that ginger brother I have anyways. I want Al Horford as my
Yeah,
brother.
fuck him. And Toronto just tagged another run on 8-0, baby. Fuck the Yankees.
Fuck the Yankees with a
Fuck the Yankees, dude. And that video I sent you this morning, that guy spitting all over himself, talking about Anthony Volpe, dude.
that guy. Bless Yankee fans when they blow a gasket because they've had so many great things, but fuck is it great when they blow a gasket.
Those guys can't have anything bad happen to them before they just hit the absolute panic of all panic buttons.
So Al Horford's going where? Sorry,
So Al Horford's not going anywhere. So right now he's still a free agent because a lot of people thought that he was going to wind up. So right when free agency started, the rumors were Golden State wanted him bad. Golden State that's who was going after him. Which I agree. I think that would be a beautiful piece for Golden State. That it just seems like the stereotypical vet that they bring in who's still got stuff in the juice and definitely like he could be on the court when the final buzzer hits when they win a title. You know what I'm saying? Like Al Horford's that guy. Great piece. Been in Boston for a while now. A lot of people, though, immediately turn to, the Lakers. He would fit the Lakers, right? The Lakers need a big guy. They don't have anybody. That was a glaring weakness in the postseason. Maybe they'll go after Al Horford. Probably going to be a somewhat cheaper option. But then came the, not blockbuster, but came the surprise, I think, to many that DeAndre Ayton gets bought out. I believe they paid him like $25 million to get out of that deal, which, it's one of those things like they wanted to get the fuck out of the DeAndre Ayton business, right? So They did what they could. And immediately after that, I tweeted the Lakers need to be on the phone right now. And here we are 2 days later, and now he's a Laker. So I saw that one coming. But I think Al Horford, I would assume that 48 hours ago, I think most would have assumed Al Horford was going to one of the two, Lakers or Golden State. Golden State, I think, might be where he ends up now because, like you said, DeAndre Ayton, I think, kind of takes that away. I think it's a great signing for the Lakers, too. I mean, obviously, you probably got him. What did they sign him for? Did they say? I know that was already on here. Did it say 2 years? Okay, 2 years, $16.5 million. Not bad, right? So $8.5 million. He was making big money on the last deal. So, you get him you get him bought out. Portland buys him out, and you get him for, $8 million. $8 million a year. So that's a good deal. Good deal. 26 years old. A lot of untapped potential there. He's been to an NBA Finals. He work ethic and stuff and drive might be dedication might be the knock on DeAndre Ayton, right? But if anybody could get that right, it's LeBron and the squad. So I think that's really good. A really good spot for him. I did see that. So let's get to LeBron real quick before we go. I mean, there's really not too many other big guys here, but
This is
LeBron.
good. This is good because I know nothing about this, so I'm
Okay,
coming into
so
this cold.
well, there's really not a lot. It's just speculation, right? So LeBron opts into the deal last week, right? And I think a lot of people thought, oh, that means he's staying with the Lakers. But in my opinion, I thought that right there was the first inkling that there could be a trade, right? I think nobody's going to trade for LeBron before he decides whether he opts into the contract this year or not. Because imagine you trade for him, he didn't want to go there, and he's like, oh, now I'm opting out. So now let's discuss a deal, right? Nobody's going to do that. Opting in means like now that is going to be like if anybody's going to trade for him, they want him under contract, right? They want to know what he's getting. They're not going to trade for a guy like you said that hasn't made the decision yet. So he buys in, all right, he opts in. I think that right there gives the Lakers a talking point, right? Here's what you're trading for. This is what you're getting. I think it gives them a little more advantage there. So I think that was a tactical move by LeBron. I think it was more, and then the day that happens, all those news reports coming out about how he's watching the roster. He wants to see it improve. He wants to end his career, going for a championship. He wants to compete. He's not here. He's roster watching. And if he doesn't think, if he doesn't see what he likes, then you never know what's going to happen, right? You don't know what's going to happen. And I think that was a big deal. I think him opting into that deal really showed the Lakers look, because any other time you always hear LeBron's gonna opt, because every year LeBron, that's what he does. He signs a 2-year deal, he with a player option to the second year, right? And then he always opts out because the money goes up, and then he opts out but re-signs. He does it. That's what he's always done. He's always opts out. But this time he doesn't opt out, doesn't re-sign. He just flat out says, yeah, I'll opt into this. And I think that shows his willingness to be like, look, if I don't like what I see, I'm willing to play on what I'm willing to play on this deal somewhere else. Like I'm willing to take this deal somewhere else, and I'm willing to not put my new team through the headache of you're going to trade for me. Now we have to hammer out a deal, figure out this, figure out that. It's you got LeBron. That's what this is, right? So
this is the number.
This is the number. So I think that was big. Okay. But I don't know if it means but it doesn't mean a lot, right? I would assume it means a little, but you still got to think that any team trading for LeBron James, you're giving up an absolute haul. You're going to have to. And I think, at least from what I'm reading, what I'm feeling, it doesn't seem like a lot of teams are willing to do that anymore, right? I think a lot of teams are like, yeah, I understand we're getting LeBron, but more than likely for a year or two, and you're going to have to give up a shit ton to get him, right? And the pay just to make the money work, to make the salary cap work. There's just a lot that has to go on there for LeBron James to move teams, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, you could tell that he's watching, and you could tell that Brian Windhorst says today that, compared to a few days ago, he's not nearly as confident as he was 3 days ago that he won't be traded. So I guess there's that. But today, just to fuel the fire, LeBron is in Ohio golfing, and he's wearing his coming home hat that he wore when he came back to Cleveland. So it's like, fueling that. And again, and LeBron's one of those guys that doesn't do anything on accident, right? Like every single, even if he has no inkling or want to come back to Cleveland, and there's no way that's coming, that you don't just go golfing in Ohio with that hat, have it show up on Instagram in the middle of all of this.
He's on brand, right?
He's on brand. Like LeBron is shopping right now. That's what he's doing. He is feeling everything out. So there's that. There's been rumors of him going to Dallas, which I think
that was the one that I just thought of in my head.
So tell me okay. And people are like, well, I don't know. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. But then most people, when you stop and think about it, it really does make sense. I mean, I heard today that it wasn't like a Windy or one of these guys, like a big name guy, but there were some rumors today that there was a report that came out that one of the reasons LeBron wants to go is because Austin Reeves doesn't like playing with Luka. Apparently, LeBron doesn't enjoy playing with Luka. Apparently, so there's all this like hoorah, right? Like what's going on. So they're saying like, what if this was all a part like a long-term game, right, for Nico and LeBron and obviously you'd never be able to know or foresee that you get the number 1 pick. So that right there is just that is luck, right? So, but you look at what that team's got, right? I mean, obviously, you Luka and LeBron, that right there, that's an incredible duo. But when you look at who went back to Dallas and who was already in Dallas, your boy Kyrie, one of your best friends, Anthony Davis. You just went and got the first round pick, right? And you're what's a way to get Dirk bought into the franchise, right? Good friends with LeBron, bringing LeBron. Like I just feel like it checks so many boxes. And obviously you would have had to have moved Luka for that to happen. So it's like, is this a long-term game? And like, what would say that this all happens? Let's just say for the sake of this conversation, LeBron James goes to Dallas. Would that be like the absolute number 1 rug pull like ever? I mean, like, would that be?
Yeah.
I mean, ever.
It's when you started talking, I'm like, was like gonna ask you the question, like, what teams can legit like make sense? Like the trade is gonna be complicated. Don't get me wrong. Like, so we'll take that out of it. But like Dallas makes a lot. Like you've got, like you said, you've got Kyrie coming back. He's now gonna be healthy. You have, I don't know if I'm gonna say you have the first overall pick that definitely is not going to as much as I want him to be a bust, is not going to be a bust. He's going to be good. Anthony Davis showed a fuck ton to me last year, like being hurt and coming back. And, when we all laughed that, the Mavs were going to get, they went and won one of the play-in games. The interesting question is what would they have to give up?
Yeah, and that
because if I'm the Lakers, I'm like Cooper Flag,
and
that's
you got
a hard no.
Yeah, which is a hard no. I would assume that like guys like Daniel Gafford, PJ Washington,
throw a shit ton of first round picks at
First round picks. I would assume probably. I don't know if you can, but they just signed D'Angelo Russell. I don't know if maybe by the time I think in the NBA you have to, I think is it 60 days or there's like a window where I think after you've been traded or signed or something, I don't think you can. Maybe signings you might not be able to. Signings you might be able to trade, but I think trades there's like a window of play time where you can't just turn somebody, right? So I don't know if that he'll be eligible to do that, but I think there's gonna be a lot of moves, and like you said, I mean, I just think, man, that really it just makes a lot of sense, and I think that Dallas is one of those places that I think even the last time was always kind of in the. I think the last time he made the decision, like Dallas has always kind of been a destination. I think he's probably had an eye on a little bit. And I think that makes sense. But now on the Nico thing again, I think that might be. I agree with you. I think that's 100%. It'd be the craziest moment. It'd just be the craziest like group of things happening. I'm trying to think of like a word. It'd be like the craziest.
It's not
series
even
of events. You know what I mean? Like it'd be fucking crazy. Like. The whole world is laughing at Nico Harrison for the last 6 months to a year. Worst NBA trade ever. I mean, public enemy number one. Fuck Nico. Fire Nico. All that shit. Like, literally, what's up, Ray? Literally the biggest public enemy number one in basketball, maybe sports after that trade, and then into the playoffs and whatever.
And then
if he turns it around, brings in Anthony Davis, gets him to stay, gets the first overall pick, gets Cooper Flag, and then gets LeBron. I mean, like, I would if I was Nico, I would never come out in public without reminding you how you treated me. Like I would never not. I would be in a lifelong victory lap if that was the case.
The ESPN 30 on 30 would get even fucking wilder,
bro. Insane. But I don't know. I think more than likely, I do think he is going to be a Laker. I really do. With the kid being there, I don't know. I think it's a little harder to leave this time. And as a Cavs fan, I'm going to say this. Like I was talking about this with Big Perk this morning and Jake, old McDubs. We were talking about as a Cavs fan, like after seeing that this morning, obviously him being in Ohio wearing the hat, I'm not even sure though. Like, do I want LeBron James in a Cavs uniform? Of course. Like, I would love to see him here. I'd love to see him. But I don't know if I'm willing to give up I would have to see the offer. Like, I really would. Like, I'm not sure I'm willing to give up, like, core pieces for a year of LeBron.
What do you think the Mavericks are right now to win the NBA championship?
Without LeBron?
Without LeBron, what do you think their odds are?
Plus 1,300.
35 to 1. 3,500. That's not. When I list off the teams, it's like Thunder, yes. Nuggets, yes. I'm listing off. Tell me what teams that you think are like Cavaliers should be at 8 to 1. Rockets should be at 8 to 1. Nuggets 9 to 1. I think I can make a case that the Mavericks have a better chance. Magic at 13 to 1. Holy fuck! What the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's ugly.
Lakers are at 14 to 1. Okay. Like, but then there's like stupid one. Like, the Timberwolves are 18 to 1. Makes a little bit of sense. They were in the Eastern Final. The 76ers are 30 to 1.
They've got a better chance than Dallas.
The Atlanta Hawks are 25 to 1.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid, dude. Like, I would actually just put money on that. I mean, because I think they're going to be a playoff team. I think they're going to be good. If they stay healthy, that team is, like, you got to expect Kyrie probably won't be there at the beginning of the year, right, because of the injury. But once that team is in full effect, I think they're going to be nice. I really do, and I think that. Yeah, I mean, maybe Nico was telling the truth. That long term, maybe it is the Dallas Mavericks that are gonna, even without LeBron, right? But I'm really interested to see where he's gonna go. I don't know. I mean, I think he's gonna be right now. What do you think? If you just had to right now, life or death, guess on where LeBron's gonna be beginning of the year, what do you think he's gonna be?
Lakers.
Yeah,
I
same.
just don't think I could see him being fucking tired of Luca, and maybe somehow they can make something happen in like December.
So that was what I was going to ask
January.
you. You read that, and like obviously that report could be 100% bullshit, right? 100%.
Correct.
But you read it, and it almost like it's one of those situations where like it you almost can believe it, right? You can almost believe it because like you're watching them. It reminds me of the. I will always use this going forward. Garrett Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, right? It's different sport. Garrett Wilson was on his knees about to blow Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he was double hand jerking that man to come to New York. And like 15 minutes after he got there, it was like, what the fuck did I do? Like, why did I do this? And I think that yeah, and I think that, obviously on paper, Luka, LeBron, you hear that, generational, that's amazing, probably the best one you get. But then you're thinking, then you watch them play, and like, sure, there were magical games, and like, don't get me wrong, when they first started, the defense, they looked great when they first got together. But I mean, you got to think LeBron's probably, LeBron, even if I don't know. I mean, LeBron doesn't want to take a back seat, but does. It's a tough situation, right? Because I guess you want somebody to come in and be the guy. That's what we always talk about, right? LeBron doesn't need to be the guy anymore. He needs to turn it over. That's what he needs, somebody to come in and actually be the guy to let LeBron kind of take a back seat. But maybe, maybe he knows that, but it's not as easy as it's said than done. Easier said than done. Maybe he doesn't think the team's working right, or like the games weren't flowing right. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't like Luka being the primary ball handler and this and that and this and that. So, yeah, that definitely, like, it's believable that those guys played as long as a good chunk of the season together, and then maybe LeBron's like, not about this.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. Sorry, it just was the Jays are plus 375 to win the American League East.
Yeah,
I had to look it up. Sorry,
just had to look. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Like I said, we'll keep an eye on LeBron. Really, not much else going on as far as these. We'll talk about Damian Lillard here in a second. We're going to talk about that, but yeah, LeBron. I think he's going to be a Laker. If he comes back to Cleveland, I hope Cleveland doesn't give up a shit ton, like maybe Darius and Jared Allen and some picks or something. But like, we need to have Mobley can't be involved, obviously. Yeah. No Don. A lot. Like, we have to keep. We can't just absolutely eviscerate ourselves to get LeBron James. It just can't happen. So, and one more thing on the Lakers, love the DeAndre Ayton pickup. What do you think about that, real quick, before we move on? Do you think that's a good pickup?
Exactly what they need. You seen how the Nuggets manhandled them down low. They need that. It was brutal. Simple. It was. I hate using the men against boys reference, but it was damn close. Like the Lakers were won because that series went 5. Like the Lakers the Nuggets destroyed them in 3 of the 4 games they won.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, and now honestly, with who we're going to talk about here in a minute, I wouldn't be shocked to see we're going to talk about Damian Lillard now. I think Damian Lillard's a guy that I think could end up in LA. I really do. Like, I think that is a move that can, I think there's other teams like Miami and, some of the people that maybe wanted him before he ended up landing in Milwaukee. But I think that's a guy that you could see end up in LA. I mean, this is a guy that, he goes to Milwaukee, he's hoping to get closer to a chip there than he was in Portland. Doesn't happen. And I mean, there's a guy that I think everybody. I think if you went up to if you went up to 100 NBA fans and you're like, what's one guy you just want to have a ring before they retire? I would say that like at least 60% is going to say Damian Lillard.
He would be, yeah. Yep.
Always did it the right way, right? Rode it out in Portland as long as he possibly could until basically it was just time to go, right? I mean, it was past time to go. in Portland.
But he
So
wanted to honor his contract, do the right thing.
always been a pro's pro, right? Just always been that guy. So I'd like to see him maybe end up somewhere that's going to be a title contender. Like let's not go to the Heat unless Giannis is going to go there. But then again, I don't know if they just team back up in Miami. Maybe they do, but this is a guy I think they could go to the Lakers. But let's get to the other side of this. I mean, how fucking cold-hearted is it for the Milwaukee Bucks to, right? They're in the first round of the playoffs. Guy tears his Achilles after he was just out with blood clots, right? Like it was already a year for Damian Lillard. Or not, was it a blood clot or was it a
I think it was blood
something.
clots.
So he, kind of an up, a down year and a kind of a scary year medically for Damian Lillard, and we're not even a month removed from the season, and like I said, it's like the biggest buyout that there is. I'm trying to see. So while Lillard torn Achilles could sideline him for 25-26, could sign a multi-year deal and rehab this season. So he either might not play this year.
Yeah.
Turns 35 July 15th.
Okay, yeah.
So, but the Lakers are the kind of team that I think could take. Like, I don't think anybody's going to sign him to a bunch of money, right? Like, I don't know if it's going to get a big deal, but I think the Lakers could afford that taking that risk on him.
Because it would be a veteran minimum, right? And because he's getting paid by the Bucks, so money isn't the big deal. Make your $10 million bucks. So, make your $10 million and go where you want to go.
Yeah, and I want to say, let's see if I can find it on Twitter. I want to be accurate with that number. But Brian Windhorst.
That's just wild. And it's not like hockey where it's like spread out over a number of years. That's just complete dead cap. Because in hockey you can buy them out, but they spread the number over like 2 or 4 years or something like that.
Yeah, I found it. All right, so the biggest buyout, Bison Dele.
Okay.
The Chicago Bulls. Okay. He announced his retirement, 99, 30 years old. But he was bought out for. Wait, he was a player. Yeah, he walked away with 5 years left on his deal. $31 million, $31.7 million was the biggest buyout ever in NBA history.
Wow.
And they're about to buy Damian Lillard out for like $113 million.
Just about 4 times that.
4 times the most all time, and to go and then go spend more money on Miles Turner at 230, or 29. But I don't know. It's a cold game, and I feel like I don't know. Like it's just a bad move for Milwaukee. I feel like I said we talked about it earlier. Like you're. I mean, I guess I heard that he's elated to be out of there. Those are all the reports. Maybe he was pushing for this. But I hear that he was pretty stunned about this. I think I really don't know. Like what do you do in this situation? What do you think the right way to go about this with the Bucks would have been? Do you hold on to him? Just hold on to him and let him rehab, pay him?
Pay him for the year. You're going to get insurance for it. So, like, if you're worried about the money, you're probably going to get a hunk of it back. And then, next off season, reevaluate the thing. And, now you might have a trade chip. Like if Giannis leaves, now you can get something for Damian Lillard. And if he wants to stay there, bless his heart.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think I don't know. It's a tough situation, obviously, for both teams, but or for both sides of this. But Milwaukee, it's like, it's just the way, and especially like you got Giannis who seems to be, and again, we don't know where Giannis stands on this because initially it was he's upset about this, he's not feeling it, he's not happy with the direction they're going. Especially, I mean, if I was him, I don't know how I feel good about getting rid of Damian Lillard, even if he's not going to play. I don't know what Miles Turner does. Like I just don't know. Like I don't think he adds anything to the win total whatsoever. I mean, he's another big guy. Like, sure, you're gonna have some Miles Turner like defensive games. Maybe he'll score like 20, but you're not getting beat up by Giannis and Miles Turner. You know, you're going to get beat up by Giannis, but I don't know if Miles Turner is going to be like this 1B that everybody wants. You know, so I just don't. But then obviously you're hearing today that you know, he knew about the trade and whatever. So I really don't know. It's a tough situation, but yeah, I think you have to treat a guy that's, I think for a guy that's been in the league this long, and like you said earlier, he is a pro's pro. He's never really had any issues, right? He's always done things the way he's always honored everything he's been. He's just shut up and play. Like he's kept his head down and just plays ball, right? I mean, the guy is just he's a pro's pro. And I think when that happens, I think you just have to, take care of him, right? I think at some point in the league, you earn that, and I think that if anybody's earned his Dame Lillard, and I think just throwing him away like trash it's cold. I mean, like at least you're paying him, but I mean, it's just kind of like, I mean, you basically just threw him to the side.
Like 35, like the dude is. It'd be different if you knew there was some history, or he'd like give the middle finger to a franchise, or like walked out or something. Like, you know, like I don't know why I picked Zion Williams. It's not the example, but you know, Zion Williams, if he got cut today, probably doesn't deserve that honor. Where like Damian Lillard, you should like take him into the office and be like, okay, this is what we want to do. You know, can we? Let's find a way to work through this. You know, or let's spin this so that it looks good, like, you know, good for you, good on you, and not just like us just giving you the middle finger.
Yeah, I'm with you. So here's what I was telling you about earlier. So it says Giannis is confirmed to have known about the Miles Turner signing beforehand and was said to be excited, per Ramona Shelburne. And this is Damian Lillard's actual Twitter. This is his reply.
Good Twitter name, Damian Lillard.
Clearly not happy about that, right? Clearly a little upset about that, a little taken back by that, but yeah, I don't know. Just kind of a shitty thing to do to a guy like that who, you know, I mean, he played through some blood clots, and then not only that, he runs his goddamn Achilles into the ground, tears his Achilles at 34, 35 years old. I mean, it's just a brutal thing for a guy like that to have, you know, for it to happen like that, and then for you guys just to throw him to the side and go sign Miles Turner, which again, it's just a bad moves. And Milwaukee is, you know, they've been poverty, right? You know, Giannis came there, got him that championship, but outside of that, I think most people have always kind of thought Milwaukee, you know, front office wise, they're poverty. So not really super shocked about this, but still, you know, and happy for Dame, dude. If Dame wants to get out of there, then shout out to Dame. Go sign somewhere, go get a chip, go sign with Bron Daddy, you know, whatever. Come to Cleveland, whatever you want to do, you know.
Yep.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess that's it on the NBA right now. I mean, God, that just looking at these buyout numbers, and like it's like 31, 15 million, 10 million, and then 113 million. You suck.
Yeah. Mind-boggling.
Think about that. Like 5 years from now, they're gonna still be paying Damian Lillard.
Yep.
Incredible.
It's that franchise is in trouble. Like, would you be surprised if Milwaukee didn't make the playoffs? Well, they will because they have Giannis, but if Giannis got hurt, if Giannis was gone for 50 of the 82 games.
Oh no, they missed. They missed. Yeah, they missed for sure. Do you think he's gonna be a Buck? What's more likely? Is LeBron gonna be a Laker, or is Giannis gonna be a Buck? Game one. It could, more than likely both are gonna be that. They're both gonna stay where they're at. But
I would say I give higher odds to LeBron staying in LA.
Okay. Yeah, I think I agree. I really do think LeBron, like, as much as obviously as we've seen that it's not impossible, he'll make it work. If, you know, they'll make it work if he wants to move. But I think there's a lot more keeping him in LA. I think there's a lot more obstacles than there would be just to get rid of Giannis.
Yeah, that the trade, like the Lakers are going to want the world, and you know, I'm 3 months older than LeBron.
Yeah, I really don't think a lot. Yeah. There are teams out there that'll give up everything for LeBron, but I don't know if LeBron's not going to go to those teams. So it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, the teams that he might want to go to, I'm not sure they're willing to give up what they want. So it's
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting. All right, let's go to the WNBA. We're gonna kind of speed through these last couple things. WNBA, we're only just gonna touch on this. So last night, Indiana Fever win the Commissioner's Cup, man. Which without Caitlin Clark, a lot of people thought that wasn't possible. They had quite a little after party last night. I would show you some. Well, I would pull them all up, but not. Just don't have them pulled up. But they're Caitlin Clark shotgun and Truly's, dude. She was bent down talking to somebody on Instagram Live, and that one lesbian black chick came up and gave her the old double pump from behind, and it threw. You could tell nobody's ever fake humped Caitlin Clark. She was like, it was just like she didn't know what to do, you know. And somebody asked her to twerk, and she was like, "You guys don't want to see that." And then Sophia Cunningham came in twerking her little ass around. It was just WNBA, just a bunch of drunk chicks. And then one of the chicks said, "Yeah," they were asked about how they were all able to shotgun beers so well, and one of the black chicks was like, "Yeah, a lot of these girls went to party schools, like most of the white girls." So that was pretty funny. But man, they were 10.5-point dogs last night going into that game.
They playing the Aces?
Minnesota Lynx.
Oh, Minnesota. Okay.
Who I think was like 10-2 or something. They were first. I know they're playing in Minnesota. Minnesota's the best team in the WNBA right now, and they're playing in Minnesota. So they go in 10.5 dogs, no Caitlin Clark, and it hasn't really been pretty without Caitlin Clark. They've been hit or miss. Sometimes they'll get big games from Aaliyah Boston and the girls, Kelsey Mitchell, all them girls, and they'll pull it out. But some games they look like a team without Caitlin Clark, right? Sometimes they look like, okay, that their superstar's not here, and you can tell. But didn't matter last night. 10.5-point dogs. You go in there. A lot of people were like, this is going to be ugly, right? No way. 74-59 was the final. And it wasn't really like, I didn't watch the game. I was watching some other shit, a couple other games. And what was I doing? Well, last night I was at the Muni, so I wasn't watching anything.
Right, yes.
So I don't know what the score was, but that's not a sneak by score, right? Like I don't know what it was, throughout the game, if it was just kind of a pull away at the end type thing, but 74-49. I mean, that's 15 points, baby. That's a win.
That's a no doubter.
So I mean, that's crazy. I mean, shout out to them. I think that's awesome. And I love to see, obviously I've bought into the Fever. I enjoy watching the Fever play. I enjoy them. I might have to square up with Sophia Cunningham after that stupid shit she said earlier about, you saw that, right?
Yeah.
Like, shut up, bitch. You know what I'm saying? You play in Indiana, okay? I've taken shits that look nicer than Indiana. So, like, at least if you're going to diss Cleveland and Detroit, maybe, like, be in California, be somewhere worth the fuck, like somewhere nicer. Don't talk shit from Indiana, because I would rather be in Detroit or Cleveland than Indiana. So
we could live with the Yiddy.
Yeah, and not only that, she went to Mizzou, so she lived in Missouri. She's a Missouri girl. You know what dog shit looks like, okay? So let's watch our mouths. I thought that was a little bit skeet yesterday. Shout out to Cleveland though, getting the WNBA team. Love that. Hope they can bring back the Cleveland Rockers. They're really going through that, and they're really thinking about change. People are like trying to change the name and stuff. I'm like, dude, just bring back the Cleveland Rockers. Rock Hall of Fame there. Let's do it. I love that. So. But anyway, yeah, big feat. Really enjoy. It's been I really enjoy watching the Fever. They're 8-8, right? This year, they've been up and down. Caitlin Clark's missed 5 or 6 games now. They got a groin injury or something, so it's kind of been up and down for her. She obviously has taken a step. Went on the court. I mean, she is clearly grown, right? I mean, like she last year, again, we talked about it last episode, where first couple weeks, right, up until the Olympic break, where she ended up not making the Olympic team. It was kind of rough, and then she didn't make it, and everybody thought, like we talked about it here, blessing in disguise, right? I think it kind of got the attention off her for a while. She kind of got to go away for a week or two and kind of just reset, came back, absolute menace, and ever since then she's just gotten better and better and better. And this year she's back with the no more rookie year, I'm that bitch type attitude, right? Like, you're not going to push me around. She's talking shit, she's running her mouth. Love to see it. So yeah, I love this. I thought this was cool. I saw that, I was looking through the Real app yesterday at work. I was setting my little lineup for WNBA, and I set my MLB and my WNBA, any sport that's going on that day, I set a lineup. So setting the lineup, I saw they were the only game going on. Obviously, I picked Minnesota on my daily pick 'em because they are just so favored, 10-2. I'm like, this is gonna get ugly. And when I got home and saw they won, I couldn't believe it. I mean, it's awesome. It was awesome watching those girls celebrate. And again, I think it's awesome they did it without Caitlin Clark because it's not one of those situations where people are gonna go. Like, you don't see Caitlin Clark celebrating with those girls and go, oh, you didn't even do anything. Like, you didn't contribute. It's one of those situations where it's like, if they had Caitlin Clark, we've seen them with them. Like, it would have been even worse, right? Like, she would have been an add and a nice addition to that team. So, obviously, and she's the best player, but the fact that they win without her, and it really speaks a lot. Like, I think a lot of people are always like, they're 8-8. They can't play without Caitlin Clark. They need Caitlin Clark. And for them to go out and beat the best team in WNBA without her
gives that team confidence too.
Yeah, I mean, and they're a good team. I think they should have confidence. I mean, Aaliyah Boston, first overall pick the year before, right? I mean, she's no scrub. I like watching her play more than I like watching Caitlin Clark play. I love watching Aaliyah Boston play. She is incredible. Kelsey Mitchell's fun to watch. Obviously, Cunningham and Lexi Hall, they're fun to watch. A little duo, a little dumb blonde running around. But that's fun. But yeah, I thought this was really cool. I thought it was cool that they won last night. It was cool to see Caitlin Clark kind of party a little bit, show her side, because I think a lot of people, she's a stick and she's got no personality and she's a robot, blah, blah. So it's cool that, people got to see her shotgun and Trulies last night and partying it up and, doing her thing. So, and hopefully she comes back. I think they play tonight, but I'm not. Let's see. Did she play tonight?
Don't look now. It's 8-6 Blue Jays, and the Yankees have the bases loaded.
Excuse me?
Yeah, I know. When you were talking, and I looked at the score because I have a big ending on in the background. I'm like, how the fuck is it 8-6? God damn it!
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. Caitlin Clark is not playing.
Okay.
Let me take her out of my lineup real quick.
Yes.
So yeah, no Caitlin Clark tonight, groin injury. So yeah, but shout out to them. Really happy for them. Pretty cool. So hopefully she can get back on the court and we can, because like I said, Indiana, it'd be cool to see them win a championship. Because once Cleveland gets a team back here in 2 years, my fandom of the Indiana Fever will be over. We will be rocking with the Cleveland Rockers. So hopefully Juju Watkins will be there.
10 minutes. You want to talk football? Because you got to get out of here right away.
Yeah, I got told 9. Game starts at 9, so we're not. I'm watching the clock.
Okay, yeah.
We're doing it. All right, we'll talk some.
Which
football.
one you feel?
All right, let's talk Darren Waller.
Yeah, this is
This is really the only NFL story going on. Is there anything else going on in the NFL right now?
No, but this is such a Miami move, isn't it?
Yes. So let's talk about this. Darren Waller, former tight end, current rapper.
I forgot about
now
that
former rapper,
yeah.
Or at least putting that on the back burner to return to the NFL at the age of 32. Retired last June, so he's actually been 1 year. He retired 1 year ago. That's how long it lasted. He was a New York Giant, if you guys remember. Everybody thought he might be good in there, but that didn't work out at all. Gets hurt, retires. Shout out to the front office. I pray for you every single day. You got to deal with that. My buddy Jack, nothing. He picked him up the moment. It was funny. He went and ran into our league and you see, he picked him up. Did you go to the league? You saw everybody. I keep forgetting you're in the league now, and you saw everybody. And Adele was like, "Have some respect for yourself, brother."
I'm still trying to feel my way through to know when I could shit talk somebody. I'm still trying to see the lay. I could bust your and front office's balls and. I know enough of the guys, but that one I wasn't sure. So I was just like, I'll let you guys do this one.
It was so funny. Just have some respect for yourself. I'm like, yeah, dude, that's hilarious. But I did pick him up in my other one too. So, just cause. But the bet I told him today. I don't know if I sent you the picture, but somebody was able to play. It was plus 1,300 was his odds to be comeback player of the year this year. That is not bad.
I would throw $10 on that.
So somebody threw
$10 on stupider shit than that.
So FanDuel posted earlier. They posted the picture. let me see. It was $100 to yeah. Some guy bet $100 to win 13,000. So that's it's possible. So not a bad bet. Bettors out there, maybe go throw $100 on that. I don't know if those are the same odds right now, but those are good odds. But yeah, I mean, look, like you said, it's a Miami Dolphins move. Guy comes out of retirement. I was a little bit sad, right, when Jalen Ramsey trade happened with the Pittsburgh Steelers. I was like, okay, they're sending the Minka Fitzpatrick go back. That's fun. So that makes it a little bit better. Not that it has anything to do with it. There's just in this article they're talking about it, and it just seems like what a Miami move, right? You trade Jalen Ramsey, you get Minka Fitzpatrick, Johnny Smith back, and they're like, well, now we just gave away our only tight end. We don't have one. What are we gonna do? Well, nobody wants to trade this one. I guess we'll call Darren Waller. Darren Waller answers the phone. Sure as shit. But you got to make a trade, right? Because he has to come out of retirement. He's still a New York Giant. He's still under contract. So they have to go out and they have to convince him to come out of retirement, step one. Step two, now you have to call the Giants. I had to figure out what the fuck they want for him. And that turns out to be a 2027 conditional 7th round draft pick. No, the Giants are sending Waller in a 2027 conditional 7th round draft pick for the Dolphins for a 2026 6th round draft pick. So
just like we have to do something.
We have to give up something. Like there has to be some exchange of goods here. So
and we can't just exchange 7s. We have to look like we're actually getting something.
Yeah, look like somebody's excited about this. So we'll take the 6. Can you go up to 6? And even New York's like, or even New York was like, Miami's like, fine. I guess we'll give you a 6th rounder. And they're like, Tom Brady was drafted in the 6th. Just real quick. But yeah, no, I don't know. What do you think about this though? Do you think so? Darren Waller. It's also possible that FanDuel avoid your bet due to some made up technicality. Yeah. Wait, what?
Oh, what the number might be? Possibly, yeah. They do weird shit.
But what do you think about this? Do you think that? I mean, obviously he didn't look world beater. He had like a world beater in New York, but he's 32 years old. He's had a year off to rest the body. Obviously in his prime, Darren Waller's one of the best tight ends in football. Easily a top 3 guy every year for a good amount of his career. Mm-hmm. What do you think about this? Do you think this was do you think that this is going to somewhat pay off for the Dolphins? Do you think this has a chance to pay off for the Dolphins? Or do you think this is just going to be, this is more headlines than it was like, do you think this he's not going to make much of an impact?
I would say there's a small chance that this could turn into something good. But it's different if he tore his ACL and he's been working for his entire year off and doing that instead of word life thugonomics shit that he was trying to do. He was not concentrating on keeping himself in peak physical condition in any way, shape, or form. Sure, he's probably working out and doing shit, but not in NFL shape. So, can this work? A little bit not, but do I think it's going to work? So, if I give you the over-under of 750 yards receiving, would you take the over or the under?
Wait, what was it?
700. If I said 750 yards,
under. I think I'd take the under.
600 yards. I want to see what an over is to you. 600 yards.
I'll give him 600 yards. Wait.
500 yards.
Yeah, I can see that. Why is this not? I'm trying to look up Darren Waller's comeback player of the year odds.
It was removed this about 5 minutes before he plays.
Right now, Dak Prescott's got the biggest odds.
Really?
See all. Here we go. Hollywood. I wonder if they've even got him on here yet. They don't even have him. Vegas doesn't even have him on here yet.
That's interesting.
Dre Greenlaw. Deshaun Watson plus 3,500.
If you ever thought that he had a chance to come back, it feels
Yeah,
like
Darren
dead money.
Waller's not even on here.
Damn.
Maybe that was a fake ass. It could have been a fake.
Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard. So, yeah, I think it has a tiny chance to work out. Could I
Comeback
see
player of
him
the
have
year. Hold on. Now I'm just looking everywhere now. Rashid Shaheed. Who are we looking for? Darren Waller.
Darren Waller?
Yeah, he's not even on here yet, so that might have been a fake thing. But yeah, right now Aiden Hutchinson's leading this one, plus 300.
Oh, okay, after ripping. Well, that's kind of like low hanging fruitish.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just thought it was interesting. I couldn't believe that I saw that Darren Waller. Like when I saw this, I'm just like, what a Miami Dolphins New York Giants trade. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna trade you our only tight end. We're gonna fuck ourselves, right? We're gonna trade our only tight end to you, who's had a breakout, who like came back out of. But Johnny was a beast last year. You're getting, you're trading Jalen Ramsey, which you get Minka Fitzpatrick back. But now you're like, okay, well now we just made this trade. We're fucked. We have no tight end. What do we do? I guess instead of going and trying to find one that plays football, we should go. Maybe what's Darren doing? Is Darren finished the mixtape? Do you think he's done? Think he's got time to play a season? They call him like, Darren, what are you doing? He's like, I've just been waiting for somebody to call.
The mixtapes references in the fantasy football league chat was pretty hilarious. That was well done,
dude. It's fucking crazy. And then he tried to hit us with the Shedeur Sanders. It's like, bro, that's a world classic. That's a top 10 hit, baby. Perfect timing. Shout out Shedeur Sanders, dude. Love that kid. But yeah, Darren Waller, hang it up, big dog. We'll have to see. I mean, this is going to be something that I can't wait to see. Question, does he play all year? Do you think Darren Waller plays all year? Or do you think he gets hurt and doesn't finish the year or just retires again?
I would say good chance because they won't have a lot of depth. So if he's healthy, he's playing. Even if he's just a corpse of himself and gets 3 targets a week, they will need those 3 targets.
Under, yeah. No, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I'm under everything. 500 yards. I'll give him 500 yards. I'll give him that. But I definitely think I'm under on all the other yardage, the yardages you gave me. And yeah, I think that. Look, I'm not gonna lie though. I am with you. I think I could see him playing all year. But I also they get 6 weeks. They get 6, 7, 8 weeks in, and they're like 2 and 6 or something like that. I can see him just like, yeah, my body's not acting the right or this or that. I thought I was ready, but whatever bullshit, insert bullshit excuse, and then he's out of there. So
just don't Antonio Brown walk off the field.
Just don't Antonio. Which again, we can't promise because Darren Waller does. If there's anybody that seems a little less, a little unstable compared to everyone else, Darren Waller he's up there. He's in it. Not Antonio Brown, but he definitely has got some issues.
Yeah, he's a little bit of a wild card.
All right, let me. All right, so Minnesota did not hit. They win 2-1, 8-7 now, huh?
Yep, that 7-0.
What the fuck is going on, Dale?
Just can't have an easy touchdown lead in a baseball game. Yeah, most dangerous lead in baseball, a touchdown lead, obviously.
Fucking disgusting.
Yep.
All right, boys. Well, we're gonna wrap things up here. Been a really good time. So good to be back, man. It's been a week, a few days. It felt great. Like I said yesterday, I had those Muni tickets, and I'm like, Shan's like, we don't have to go. Just let me know. And I'm like, and I'm like, I don't know. I have to figure it out. Let me think on it. I'm like, because we haven't streamed since last Tuesday. I'm like, I really want to get in there. But obviously, we went last night. Great time. Had to go. I really wanted to go, so we went and did that. I was like, we have to find a way. Like, I told my sister, I'm like, look, I might be at the games, I might not. I'm like, I have to stream. We haven't been live. There's a lot of shit going on. We need to get back. So it's so good to be back today. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, back-to-back days. Getting back on the schedule tomorrow. So 7 p.m. Again tomorrow, X and YouTube. We'll have the front office here, I'm pretty sure.
We'll talk about the gambling thing because that's something I wanted.
And that's the thing. The gambling thing. I really want to talk about
because it's a lot easier to get caught than you think.
Yeah, and we'll start with that because Malik Beasley, I really want to talk about. I know I brought up earlier and I totally forgot, but I 100% want to talk about that. Write it down.
Yeah, I might want to wait for front office because I want to hear what he has to think too. I'm curious.
So let me make sure he's going to be here, and we'll definitely break down more of the Malik Beasley stuff. We'll have a bigger conversation on that. So make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below, man. If you guys are here tonight, if you guys are here right now, make sure you guys hit that like button on YouTube. I really appreciate it. It helps a lot. Make sure you guys set your calendars or hit that bell. Hit the bell so you guys get notified tomorrow, 7 p.m. We're back. We're going to talk about everything we didn't talk about today and whatever else happens between now and then. Again, really good to be back. Really appreciate you guys. Unders, Tanner, all the boys that hopped into the chat. Really appreciate you guys. Again, make sure you guys scan that QR code up top. Follow us on all of our socials. If you're on X right now, give us a follow. Hop in the comments. Share the stream. If you're on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. Hit that like button, please. Hit us up on Instagram. We're live on we're active on Instagram quite a bit, so make sure you guys hit us there and everywhere else. If you guys are sports bettors, Action Network, download the app, follow us daily. Daryl, let you guys are getting 3 to 5 bets every single day, 100% free. If you're on Instagram, you're getting the play of the day from Dale. You're getting picks from us. You're getting the boys' night bet, all free. You're getting free sports betting all day from us. So make sure you guys give a follow there. But other than that, man, really appreciate you guys. Good to be back. Dale, you got anything you want to say before we head out of here?
Just good to be back. Can't wait to talk tomorrow. And Saskatchewan's 4-0.
Saskatchewan's 4-0, baby. All right, boys. We'll see you guys tonight or tomorrow. It's been Derelict Sports. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys tomorrow. Peace!
Trucking intellect, got change in my pocket, $1.50 at best. Ready, go, ready, time.